All right, so we're on to class this morning again, and we're still in our revision series. Our book of reference is the New General Mathematics textbook. That's what I've chosen to use for this revision. And we're reviewing quadratic and linear equations, more especially as it pertains to word problem. And that can be found in page 17 of our textbook. In our class yesterday night, we covered exercise 3B from question 1 to, we stopped at question 7, and today we'll continue from question 8 to 10, and hopefully go into word problems involving quadratic equations. All right, so we'll start by looking at exercise 3B, and then we'll look at question, we're essentially looking at word problems, linear equations. So we're looking at word problems, linear equations. So we'll look at question 8. If you have the textbook, better for you. If you don't have, you just have to listen. I'll read the question, and then we'll try to process what the question wants us to do. Essentially, in word problems will test your ability to convert written statements into mathematical models. Now, it said the sum of the digits of a 2-digit number is 11. The sum of the digits of a 2-digit number is 11. So the first thing you need to do is that you would imagine a number like this. That's what it will be. So you start by saying, let the number be xy, because it's the sum of a 2-digit number. So it means that x plus y will be equal to what? 11. If I say 56, for instance, 5 plus 6 will give me what? 11 if I add the digits. So that's what the first statement there is saying. Is that if the digits are interchanged, the number, the form decrease by 9. If the digits are interchanged, the number decrease by 9. Now, remember that for numbers, there is the 10th digit. A number, from your knowledge of primary school, let me do that here. If I have a number like 36, it's actually tens and units. Is that not? Tens and units. So now, they are saying that when the digits are interchanged, it decreases. So it means that what they are saying here is this. By virtue of place value, that this one plus 9, or rather this one, it decreases. It means that the other number I'm going to get will be what? Bigger. So this one plus 9 will be equal to the next number if it now moves to y plus what? X. So that's what it means. It said it decreases. It said it decreases by, when the digits are, the number, the form decrease by 9. Okay, no, decrease by 9 means that this one is bigger. Sorry about that. It means this one is bigger. And the number is going to form will be what? Lesser. So you, in fact, you do this one, this will be 10x plus y minus 9 equal to 10y plus what? X. Is that not? So what do? You simplify this. This will be 10x minus x plus y minus 10y equal to 9. This goes the other way, or you add this additive inverse, and that's what you get there. So this will now give you 9x minus 9y equal to 9. Now, you discover that it's a common factor that goes through all of them. So you divide through by the common factor, and then you're going to have x minus y equal to 1. So x minus y equal to 1. becomes the second equation I need to get. So I'm going to have x plus y equal to 1. I'm going to have equal to 11, sorry, and x minus y is equal to 1. So what do? You can do that by adding. You can do that by what? Adding. You add them up. By adding, I can eliminate this one. So I'm going to have 2x equal to what? 12. And that x will be equal to what? 6 by dividing both sides by 2. So I will now put x equal to 6 in x plus y equal to 11. So that means 6 plus y will be equal to 11. And y will be equal to 11 minus 6. So that will be equal to what? 5. All right. So let me allow you solve that. So let's go to question 9. If I add 1 to the numerator and to the denominator of a fraction, the fraction becomes what? 3 over 4. So here, number 9, we imagine a fraction that is x over y. So let the fraction be x over y. So with that, let's follow the narratives now. It says that if I add 1 to the numerator and 1 to the denominator, it becomes what? 3 over 4, right? I always advise my students, once you get this, simplify this one first before you go to look at the other part of the question. This will be 4 into x plus 1 equal to 3 into y plus 1. This will be 4x plus 4 equal to 3y plus 3. So 4x minus 3y is equal to 3 minus 4. So 4x minus 3y is equal to what? Minus 1. Are you seeing that? So this will be equation 1. Take care of that first. Now the second part says if 3 is added to the numerator and to the denominator, the fraction becomes 4 over 5. So how do you do that? X plus 3 over y plus 3 is equal to 4 over 5. That will be 5 into x plus 3 equal to 4 into y plus 3. So what does that give you? What does that give you? That will give you 5x plus 15 equal to 4y plus 12. So 5x plus minus y minus 4y will now be equal to 12 minus what? 15. Meaning that 5x minus 4y will be equal to minus 3. So that's what you're going to have there for that one, and that invariably will be your equation 2. So we will come to this part of the board now and try to write it out neatly. So I have 4x minus 3y equal to minus 1. I also have 5x minus 4y equal to minus 3. Now, I'm going to think of the least LCM. The LCM here is 20. 4 times 5. The LCM here is 12. So I would rather use this. Now, please, if you use this, it doesn't mean you fail it, but the standard process is that use the least LCM. In mathematics, we always like to look for what is logically correct and easy. What is logically correct and easier, if you may do that of talk about that of comparison. So I'll multiply here by 4. Multiply by 3. Remember that the objective is to be able to eliminate one item. So I'm going to have 16x minus 12y equal to minus 4. I'm going to have 15x minus 12y equal to minus 9. So I'm going to subtract. I'm going to have here, by subtraction, these two will be eliminated. And I'm going to have x being equal to what? Minus 4 minus 9, and that will be 5. So x being equal to 5, I will now put x equal to 5 in 4x minus 3y equal to minus 1. So what does that give me? That will give me 4 into 5 minus 3y equal to minus 1. Meaning that 20 minus 3y will be equal to minus 1. So it means 20 plus 1 will be equal to 3y, and 3y will be equal to 21. So please, I guess you're following the process of flow of this working. Let's try to ensure that we are following it. So with that, y will now be equal to 21 over 3, and that will be 7. Now, the question says find the fraction. The fraction is x over y. So x over y will now be equal to what? 5 over 7. So the fraction we're looking for is going to be what? 5 over 7. Let's give us a little time. We'll be going to question 10 now. It says, I'll read the question first and then we'll try to solve. In a school management committee, men contribute X naira each and women contribute Y naira each to the maintenance fund. At one meeting, 8 men and 10 women gave a total of what? 7,000. At another meeting, 12 men and 4 women gave a total of 7,200. Find the values of X and Y. This question is testing your knowledge of simultaneous equation. It's very simple and straightforward. One of the things I tell students when you're going to an examination, always understand that the examiner is not your enemy. They already know what you can. And if you watch the flow of exams now, your exams are simpler but somewhat technical. Your exams are simpler but somewhat technical. So you really need to read the questions well and prepare very well. Okay, so let's look at that. I'll pick the questions. Now, we said in a school management committee, men contribute X naira, women contribute Y naira to the maintenance fund. At one meeting, 8 men. Men will be X naira, women will be Y naira. So if in one meeting there were 8 men that contributed, it will be 8x plus what? 10y equal to what? 7,000. That's what it means. Like I've always said, simplify as much as possible before you proceed. Now from here, I can see that I have a factor of 2. So 4x plus 5y will be equal to what? 3,500. That's the first thing you need to do. That's my equation 1. The next one, it says at another meeting, there were 12 men, 12x, and what? 4 women, 4y, and the total was 7,200. So what do you do at this point? Divide through by what? 4. If I divide through by 4, I'm going to get 3x plus y equal to what? 4 here will be 18. Sorry, this is 18,000. Hope I'm right too. Yes, so that'll be 1,800. So you have 2 equations now. 4x plus 5y equals to 3,500. Now, I'm doing this so that for purpose of clarity, the reason I'm doing this is for clarity. Now, if you look at this, the LCM here is 12. The LCM here is 5. So I would advise you use this one. Use that one. So I'll multiply this by 1 and I'll multiply this by 5. So I'm going to get 4x plus 5y equal to 3,500. I'm going to get here 15x plus 5y equal to 9,000. So at this point, I will subtract. And like I told the students I worked with yesterday, in modern mathematics, you'll be told that you subtract top minus bottom. There's no rule that tells me that I cannot do otherwise. The most important thing the rule talks about is consistency. You must be consistent in your approach. If you are saying this minus this minus this minus this, then you must consistently do that. If you take from bottom this minus this minus this minus this, you must be consistent about that. I always insist students are flexible because flexibility is also something that develops your brain and brings out the best in your brain. Always trying to see if there's another logical method you can use to handle the problem. So I'll go with that. This will give me 11x equal to 9,000 minus 3,500 will be what? 5,500. So with that, I'm going to have that x will be equal to 5,500 divided by 11, which will give me 500. So it means that will be 500 naira. Now, that's what the men will be paid. So you are told to find, what about, okay, that will just be 500. I can leave it as 500 because then put x equal to 500 in, I'll choose to use this equation, 3x plus y equal to 1,800. That's one I'm choosing to use. Nobody will penalize me for that. So from here, I'll have that y is equal to what? 1,800 minus what? 3x. What is 3x? What is x? X is 500. And as such, 1,800 minus 1,005 will now be equal to what? 300. So x will be 500 and y will be 300. Like I always say, do well to go over the video and verify if the answers we are getting are correct. And if there's a mistake, you'll be able to troubleshoot and then do the necessary correction. So we go to page 18 of our textbook and question 1, the exercise 3C, question 1 says a street trader spent 550 naira on X articles, each costing what? 2x minus 28 naira. Find x. Now this is very simple. If I get the analogy where it says she spends 550 naira on what? X articles. Now look at it. I'm taking the question. I'm rewriting as the question is set here. It means that 550 naira is spent on X articles, each one costing, this is what the question is telling you to do. The total amount she spent is on X articles, each costing this. Remember that the total amount she spent will be what is the cost of each item, and then what is the cost, what's the cost of each item, and then how many. Cost she spent will be a function of how many items did she purchase times how much is spent on each item. So that's the equation on the board. So with this, I will rewrite this. This will become x into 2x minus 28 equal to 550. Now, when you're generating equations, don't be too worried about, I want to make it neat. Anyhow, start anyhow, and then rewrite it in the acceptable manner. So this will be what? 2x squared minus 28x minus 550 equal to 0. I'll run it through by 2, and I'll have x squared minus 14x minus 275 equal to 0. Now, I'll try factorization. I want to assume that it can be factorized. So sum of factors will be equal to minus 14x. Product of factors will be equal to minus 275. More often than not in exams, x squared rather. More often than not in exam, when you're given this, usually it is factorizable. It is what? Factorizable. So now factors. What will be the factors? You need to practice this one very well. This is negative. This is negative. Therefore, one will be negative and the other will be what? Positive. one of the factors will be negative and the other will be positive. How do I do that? Once the product is negative, one factor is positive, one factor is negative. The other confirmatory test now will be, if the sum is negative, it means that the negative is bigger than the positive. So I think of 275 by way of practice. I know that this is what, 25 times 11. So how do I assign the signs? This will be negative and this will be what? Positive. So I apply that. I will have negative 25x and what? Positive 11x. So I'm going to see how far you will cope with this now. Let's try to see what you can do from here. This will be x squared minus 25x plus 11x minus 275 equal to 0. From here, there are students who from here can get the answers out. But I always insist that you try to go through so that once your mind is used to that, you can now do whatever you like to do. So let's try that. Let's try to finish it up. Okay, so from here, I'm going to have x into x minus 25 plus 11 into x minus 25 equal to 0, meaning that x minus 25 will now go into x plus 11 equal to 0. Now, x will be equal to 25 and x will be equal to minus 11, meaning x is equal to 25 or minus 11. But take note of something. Please, in this kind of exam, if you notice, when x equals to x can never be negative in this analysis. And that's why I'm solving these questions one after the other. Especially in this part, we'll be solving them one after the other. Cost can never be negative. So even you've gotten x equal to this and this, you cannot use this because cost cannot be negative. The number of items cannot be negative. So take note of that. Take note of that. Very important to remember that. Cost cannot be negative. The number of items counted can never be negative. So take note of that. All right. This is the much we can take for this morning. I will trust that as soon as the video is ready, I will forward to your WhatsApp. I want you to immediately start to work on them. Our next class will be tomorrow, which is by 7. Please, let's try to be up before me, 7, and then we'll continue from here. Thank you very much for your time, and I will trust that I'll see you tomorrow in safe health and in grace. Remember, keep the interest alive and keep practicing. Thank you.